Welcome to The Grind with Chris, where raw conversations meet real growth with life-changing perspectives.
People who add value, people who help motivate you, people who got your back, those are people we need to keep around. People who will help you make smart choices. They may not be rich. They may not have a bunch of luxuries, but they can have more of an impact on your life than most people around you. This show isn't going to be about the bad influences. First, let's talk about those who add value. Welcome to the adder section of The Power of People. Again, which I will do in each one of these episodes, we have to first credit Dr. Verna Price. She wrote The Power of People. I read it in prison, and it changed my outlook. Again, this is her framework, her idea. All I'm trying to do is help to spread it in a way that I know how. But I strongly suggest you go and you pick up this book. It doesn't cost much. And then, once you do read it, go on and tell her, thank her for helping you start to think about a part of your life that we block out. We have to ask ourselves, who has helped you in a positive way in your lifetime? Who has helped you to become better? We don't think about these people. We don't thank them enough. So by the end of this, I ask that whoever adds value in your life, send them a text, call them, and thank them for being there, because you don't get many of them. Multipliers are even more rare. But a simple thank you can let them know that what they did for you mattered. People want recognition. They may not at that time, but to look back at somebody and say, yes, you influenced me in a positive way. There's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes people need to be recognized, even if they were hard on you, even if you resisted it at the time. Before we talk about bad influences, let's first talk about people who added value. We're going to talk about what is an adder. Adders add value to people and make you better than the way they found you. They add encouragement. They add you discipline. They help you to face your responsibilities. They add support. Again, their social status may not be the best. They may not be able to help you financially, but they help you in ways that money never can. Ways that a lot of people won't ever help with. They add hope. They add encouragement. You are stronger because they were in your life. And as I said, we don't recognize these people. A lot of the time, we resist them. We don't want to hear it because we know better. A lot of the adders and multipliers that were in my life, I didn't notice till it was too late. And truthfully, I don't have a whole lot of adders in my life. I have one that I can name for sure off the top of my head, but I've had to rebuild my life from the bottom by myself. Sure, I had people who spoke positivity. I had a few people who would encourage me, but a real adder, you don't want to waste their time. You don't want to use them. You want to learn from them. You want to attach yourself to them. Because with adders and multipliers, they don't stay around forever. They help you till they don't need to help you no more. Then they move on. They help somebody else. Like I said, a man who was facing 12 years in prison for attempted murder was a man that added to me and helped me to change my perspective about life You never know who these people will be when they show up in your life. So you got to learn to keep your mind open. And I hope that by us going through these, that you'll start to be able to try and recognize the people that are doing that. The people who are subtracting. Not to hate them. Not to completely withdraw yourself from them. But to spread yourself out. Figure out who is going to help you bear fruit and who isn't. Adders matter because life is difficult. It's hard. It's a struggle. They help you to get through the darkest times. They help you when you're down and out and you don't think nobody cares. They're there to lift you up. Everybody experiences failures. Everybody experiences setbacks. Adders help us to keep moving forward, to look at a situation that might not be great and turn it around. You have to look how your life would be without them. What would my life have been without this person? What would my life have been without that person? Would I have been better? Could I have been worse? If I didn't distance myself from that person, how would that have happened? How would it affect me? If I wouldn't allowed this person to teach me, to maybe tell me things that I didn't want to hear, where would I be? You got to look at who stood by me when I was in prison. Wasn't the friends who said that they had my back no matter what. Wasn't the people who I thought would be there for me. It was the people you least expect. Once you start identifying these people, you start to look at, they really aren't having my best interest. They don't know what it is that truly is best for me in my life. But then you have those people who help you and walk you through it. They helped me get through that 2-year sentence because it was hard. You're blocked out from the world. You don't have no communication with anybody but the people that are in there. And I tell you, there's a few in there who are adders. Very few in there that are multipliers. Most of them are willing to subtract, if not divide. It's a very negative place to be. Some of those people don't have no possibilities of ever changing their life because they won't allow new things to come in. They won't allow you to teach them something because they know it all. Prison's a dark place. Some of them are never going home. Some, they're serving quite a while. So they like to bring other people down. They don't like to accept responsibility for what they do. And once you're in there, you start to learn how to identify these people a lot easier than out here. Because some people don't know they're adding to you. Some people don't understand these concepts. That's just naturally the way they are. But then you have people who are naturally subtractors. In order for you to spot adders, you got to look around. They encourage your growth. They celebrate your progress. They challenge your excuses. My big brother's a pretty big adder in my life right now. He encourages me, but he don't baby me. He tells me that I need to do this. I need to stop making excuses because I'm not going to the gym. He helps me to grow, to become better. Not always right. I'm not always willing to learn what he has to teach me. Sometimes I resist it right away. And then when we hang up, I start to think about the things he said. And I start to be like, he's right. Adders genuinely want you to win. They want you to succeed. They know what you're capable of doing. You have to ask yourself, after you're hanging out with someone, do they make me feel stronger? Do they make me feel like I'm better? How do you feel after spending time with this person or that person? Are you more hopeful, more focused? That is an adder. You need to stay around them, utilize them the best you can before they're gone. Adders are way different than enablers. Enablers help you to stay comfortable. Adders will make you uncomfortable because they expect better from you. You're in your own world telling yourself all this nonsense that is causing you to double guess what you're trying to say, while adders are trying to help you get away from that mentality. Adders challenge excuses. Enablers help you make them. A lot of the time, the people that I was around would just tell me what I wanted to hear. They would encourage my negativity. They would be negative, so what did I do? I was negative. They would talk trash, so what did I do? I talk trash. We think that these people have the best interest of us in them, but they don't. They're trying to fulfill their own interest, and you're just a part of it. As you get older, as I've gotten older, it's harder to trust people because you don't know exactly what they have, what they're planning. And sometimes it isn't what you think it is. Sometimes people could be dressed as a sheep when they really are a wolf. We have to learn to discern ourselves from these people, to push ourselves away. Real support is not always comfortable. Real support can make you feel uneasy. It's going to make you double guess if what you're doing is right. It's going to make you question your excuses, your lies. It's time for us to start bettering ourselves and starting to growth. And the only way we truly grow, the only way that we can become better is by putting ourselves around people who want to be better. Not the people who want to stay in the same mess, doing the same things. There's no benefit to it. It only hinders our growth. It only makes us doubt what we're doing, if it's right. The people who have added to my life, I resisted. My father-in-law is one of the biggest adders in my life. He adds to this day. He was a multiplier back when he had the ability to multiply in my life. Now he's retired, but he still uplifts me. He still talks positive to me. You can look on my YouTube and my Facebook, and one of the comments is by him, continually feeding me. He saw stuff in me that no one ever saw, not even my own family. He's helped me get through the hardest of times. My big brother, he's another one. He encourages me. Even when I doubt myself doing this, he says, stay positive. You can do it. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to happen overnight. But he's there, helping me to not allow the negativity into my life. These people challenged me. I'm in a group right now where these people are positive. And they're so positive and so in love with God that I'm resisting them because I'm not in a spot that they are. So I'm not willing to learn from them when all they're trying to do is add to me. But I'm resisting it because I come up with the excuse that I'm too busy. Oh, they can't help me right now. They've never been in my position. And it's eating at me, even inside, because I know that these people can help me. I know that they can add to me. But some of their methods, I don't necessarily agree with. Some of their beliefs, I'm struggling with. And so I'm resisting these adders trying to be in my life. I want to be an adder. I want to be a multiplier. I hope that by doing these and everybody watching these, that I'm helping to add to your life. Add right now the fact that we have to discern these people. Some people don't think of this stuff. You know who these people are in your life. You know who adders are. You know who you could call for positivity. You know who you could call to have them encourage you. That's why I call my big brother. I try and call my friend who I met in prison. I can't get a hold of him like I used to. And it's upsetting because he would give me positivity. These people have had big impacts on my life. But as I've stated, I don't have a whole lot of adders. I don't put myself around a whole lot of people. And for some reason, the people that I have met most of my life weren't the best and positive of people. And that's why it's now I know, okay, I find these people most of the time in my life, they're usually like this. They usually think this way. So what am I going to do? I'm going to be the one outside of that group that adds to them, that helps them to change their mind frame. Because a lot of people in higher positions and a lot of people who have money, they don't want to help people. A lot of them are only thinking about themselves and what they want. I don't want to be that guy. Regardless of my financial status, I want to be there to uplift people and remember where I came from and not forget the life that I have lived. We push adders away because of our pride, our ego, our attitude. Because at that moment, we don't think that we can benefit. We don't think that they can teach us anything because we're too stubborn to open up. And there's many times where people have tried to add to me and I'd resist it. Then I look back at it a year from now and I wish I would have listened. I wish I would have opened my heart and my mind and understood what they were trying to teach me. And then I try to go back to them, but that part of time is gone. They're bearing fruit to other people who were willing to listen, who were willing to understand the message that they're trying to convey. We resist them because we don't want to be accountable. We don't want to change. We feel that where we are is where we need to be. Been many times where I didn't want to hear the truth. Even to this day, my boss, he's an adder to me. He stays positive even when I'm negative, even when I go at him and I say these things. He stays positive. He tells me how to look at it positively. And I just keep resisting him to the point where if I don't stop, if I don't turn around, I might lose my job. All because I'm unhappy, so I cause everybody else to be unhappy. It's not the way to be. I have places I have to improve. I have to learn to accept the adders just like anybody else. I'm only human. I have and struggle with the same problems everybody else does. I resist them just like everybody else does. But together as a group, we have to learn to change that behavior. Accept them. Learn from them. And understand that they're only trying to help us. They're only trying to make us better. And as I become better at this, I become better to help others become adders. Sometimes the people that want to help us the most is the people that we're less likely to listen to. We need to change it. Now you have to look at reflection, because each one of these episodes is going to have reflection. How are you becoming an adder? Are you making people stronger when you're around? Are you bringing out the best in them, encouraging them? Are you helping them to do the best that they can? Not bring them down because it's not an idea that you necessarily agree with. You don't understand what they're doing. A lot of people these days are looking at content creators and podcasters, and everyone I can see is being so negative about, oh, these guys aren't out there working. Oh, these guys, it's a different day and time. The younger generation, they are out there making money. They are out there working. They're just doing it differently than going and working a 9 to 5. They're helping people to create a different life than what we've been taught. And yes, we need people out there. We need people out there doing the manual labor and stuff. But we got to stop subtracting from these people and saying, oh, you ain't doing nothing with your life. Oh, you're just a podcaster. Go get a real job. It is a real job to them. And us being negative towards them isn't helping. We need to learn to be positive adders towards them so they can be adders. Because some people have bigger platforms than we ever thought they could, and they could really help make a difference if we allow them to. We have to ask ourselves, am I helping somebody grow? Do I encourage others? Am I supporting people through their difficult times, their difficult seasons? Or am I bringing them down? And the thing is we don't know sometimes that we're not being an adder. We're just being us. So we need to look deep down in ourselves as well and not just sit here and point the fingers and say, oh, they need to change. We have to sit here and say, we need to help them to change so that they can help others to change. You don't need money. You don't need status. Simple words of encouragement, simple words of uplifting, of motivation. It can change and start a movement like no other. Words we say, words we feel, words we put out there in the universe, they can make a difference. Some can uplift. Some can be hateful. We're seeing it every day. People taking away from people and it bringing those people down to the point that they're taking their life. So how about we stop subtracting from people because they're different, because of their status, because of their views, and start adding. We don't have to necessarily agree with everything in everybody's life, but we don't have to bring them down because of it. We can encourage them. Okay, your belief is your belief and you have a right to believe that. Oh, you voted for this guy, this girl, you have a right to make that vote. That's your decision. Not like, oh, I'm unfriending you because you believe this. I'm unfriending you because you pray to this guy. Let's start to be adders in each other's lives. And when we get into multipliers, we'll try to do that. But not everyone can be a multiplier, but you can be an adder if you truly want to be. And if you have somebody who wants to be an adder but doesn't know how, help them. Get the book, read it. It's going to be way better in explaining things than me. I'm not Dr. Verna Price. I'm Christopher McManus, and I'm just speaking my point of view and how I dissected what she said and have implemented it in my life and continue to every day. I was very negative growing up. I've changed a lot. I've started to bring positivity in a lot of things. But if I'm unhappy doing something, then I become negative, and I have to change that. I have to see where I'm not being an adder, and I have to start working towards that. Because I don't want to subtract. I sure don't want to divide. You have to look back in the mirror at yourself and be honest. Are you an adder? Do you leave conversations with people feeling better or worse? Do you help build people up? Are you helping people to move forward? As I stated, I want to be an adder. I want to be a multiplier, but I have to be able to get everybody to change their mind frames. I have to get people to understand that I only have your best interest. I am going to say things that people don't like. I am going to speak truths that some people don't agree with. Is everything I say written in stone? Is it all, end all, say all? No. I have my perspective just like other people have their perspective. And I hope that I don't say anything ever that's misleading or subtracting. And when I find things that I do mislead or things that I am not necessarily saying that might not be true, I try to fix it or omit it. I go through every video several times. If I feel like something I'm saying is misleading or taking you away, I take it out. Because I don't want anybody to feel like he's taken away from me. Oh, he's dividing. But truth, when I'm trying to add, can feel like I'm trying to subtract, because nobody likes to hear the truth. Nobody likes to be uncomfortable, but change is very uncomfortable. As I said in the last episode, I wanted you to make a list, 10, 15, 20 people, as many as you want. The more you do, the better, because then you're going to get to see more and more people and how you want to interact with them, how you want to change. But go back through that list and choose all the people that are adders. Think about them. How are they in your life? How did they affect you positively? And I know some people are going to feel uncomfortable. Some people are going to say, no, I can't do that. But what I suggest, send them a text. Thank them. Praise them for being that adder in your life. I tell my father-in-law all the time how much he's meant to me, how much he has brought. He's not the most loving man. He's not a very emotional guy. He's from the South. He's very Louisiana. And he does not take emotions and stuff very well. But I know he cares. I know because I know him. But he doesn't show it. But I thank him all the time for being the man that he has been in my life. They need to hear it. You don't know if you're ever going to get to say that to them. Nothing in life is promised, especially us being here tomorrow. So reach out and thank them. If they're a family member and you're around them, give them a hug. Show them that they made a difference. That you are who you are because of those people in your life. Tell them what they mean to you. Find one way that you can add value to someone else's life. That's what we should do. That should be our goal in life, regardless of what you believe in. So why don't you be one of those people for someone today? Because some of the greatest blessings in our life are people. I believe that we are put different amount of people, different types of people in our life to help us through stages of our life, to help us learn lessons, whether good or bad. One guy could be a blessing. One woman could be a blessing in your life. Then another person could be someone to learn from, a lesson. You have to protect your adders. Appreciate them. love them, learn from them. But you have to become an adder yourself. We all have to learn to add and multiply if we want this world to ever be any better than what it is. So in the next episode, we're going to move to one of the negatives, subtractors, how to identify them, how to avoid being one, and hopefully how to help them be different than one. Because we are our own worst enemies, but we can become our greatest assets. I'll see you in the next episode.